at stake as they win the NFC East. Dallas is a fish team by Nationwide. Dak Prescott trying to do something that guys you got to watch out for on the back end. Chargers and
Fox, the National Football.
Not been an issue for him in the game. What has
second straight playoff into it. His late father Marty was the head coach of the San Diego Chargers. Ryan said the Chargers organization. Texas native is grabbed by the electric Cavante Turpin. You got to bottle him up, and the Chargers do just that, shy of the 21-yard line. Next week, back-to-back tough losses to Detroit and Minnesota. Classic cadence from Prescott and a fake to Javonte Williams, and he finds George Pickens. There's a handoff for Javonte Williams, and he'll pick up solid yardage on first down, about 5. Should note that for
a long time, but now they bumped back out to tackle.
Prescott, second down, and he's got a man at midfield. It's a first down for
83% zone, and it's a lot of shell zone, meaning 2 safeties, so there really is a lot of
shell defense, trying not to give up the big deep ball. Javonte Williams is familiar with the Chargers from his days with the Broncos. He runs in
20-plus yards this year, given up by this defense.
And Minnesota has allowed fewer. Williams in space, and Henley.
And this is really a good formula for Dallas right now. It's a lot of play action. They're doing more play.
Roll out for Prescott on third down and short, and C.D. Lamb trying to reach up to snatch it, incomplete.
Right, looked at the ball, just sailed on him a little bit. But here you are, you got Aubrey with the biggest leg in
playoff contention, so why not go for it on 4th and 2 with a shot for Pickens. Back shoulder throw, first down.
Which is commonly what you would think on 4th and short, which opens up a release to the outside, and no bigger target or better target down.
6 games this year. We'll snap it to Prescott, who gives it to Williams, and takes it into Tier Tart. And in the middle, you see him grab towards his helmet, and he was being
out with Jamison Williams.
They got C.D. Lamb in the backfield that time, and they throw it to him, little Texas route for C.D., so mixing it up. 10th play of this opening drive is a Prescott throw underneath, and a touchdown for Dallas. It's Ryan Flournoy.
Flournoy would have opportunities inside with all the attention that goes to George Pickens. You see George Pickens double way back across, find the open receiver, touchdown Cowboys.
Was sharp through the air, 6 completions for Dak Prescott, 5 of them went.
Guys are singled. They're going to get the football to them.
That was a 4th and short. Monty Vidal will return it. No Darius Davis for a second straight game.
They pack a punch.
This is something, and you were just talking about the tackle injuries between Bobby Hart is a backup who's starting for the injured Trey Pipkins right now on the right side. So understand why with these injury elements.
Dramatic for this offense.
So these 2nd down and 7 plays are big. Shot down the field, end zone. It is held on to by Johnston.
Austin back. He is their big size receiver. They're down the field threat, but
Dicker ties it up at 7 apiece. Johnston back after the groin. TCU team beat Jim Harbaugh and Michigan in the 2022 college football playoff semifinals.
He's become a very complete receiver. Can run every route in the book, and certainly such a big target with throws down the field.
Phillips makes it.
His defense that typically does not give up any big plays.
Beat Javonte Williams on the carry. He'll take it past the 30-yard line into Denzel.
Defensive front. You talk about 4 really good
Dupree today, but they have been very good on the edges as of late. Nice run by Malik Davis, who saw the most run.
Beat those edge rushers.
Turpin in the backfield. Prescott looking for Turpin. And the speedster.
The Chargers, especially after taking a year off, you thought he was going into the scouting department actually for the Chargers, and then next thing you know, he's playing safety for him. 4 interceptions this year already.
A couple in those last 3 games. Got ejected last week against Kansas City for a couple of hard hits. Perriman makes
a long time, then went to Houston and then came back. A great communicator for this defense.
More than 29th career game for Perriman. Nice push by Beebe as he got in behind Javonte.
Would want offensively. They've been able to hit this Chargers defense with a few plays
already today. Prescott, nice easy pitch and catch for C.D. Lamb to the 40-yard line.
It's having to come out a little bit earlier than you want. Tip balls. They've been able to get a lot of ball production that way.
Here's Prescott on the scramble with
wise in his older years. He'd rather have the completion and the big play.
Turpin in motion, little option play and a zone read, and they give it to Cavante with a good run. The ball came out. A 9-yard run for Turpin.
I'm really looking forward.
Hand it off for Davis, and a first down to the 21-yard line, and we check in with Carissa Thompson for a game break. What's up, man? Prescott patting the feet, check down underneath, and a tough catch is made by Javonte Williams.
You could be, there's even more of a sense of urgency to get quicker to the checkdowns, because those linebackers are really.
Second down for Prescott, another throw, and this time it's held on to by Jake Ferguson.
I also think could have a big game today, just with this zone defense and a lot of the space inside. Suspicious.
He drops back in coverage. Prescott over the middle. Receiving seasons for CeeDee Lamb. He and Michael Irvin are the only two Cowboys to ever have 5 straight.
Right here on that last play, directive protection, communicate with the offensive line and set the rhythm. And I got to get this ball out.
1st and 10 after that completion to Lamb. Incomplete, looking for Pickens there in traffic.
Yeah. Taking a lot of those completions, and it seems like the Chargers have been giving those up. It's been a lot of this kind of.
Prescott stepping up, firing on the move to Pickens, and 3-on-3 there. Derwin.
So many great matchups when you think about the Cowboys offense down here in the red.
Pickens on the left. Prescott, back foot, back of the end zone. It is hauled in. There is penalty. Replay. That is Tyler Smith, who's back at left tackle today. He gets tagged up.
How about the throw from Dak Prescott?
Yeah.
Let's admire that for a second. And Flournoy, so are they going to drop one of these safeties down in, rob the middle, stay high? They're bracketing.
So Prescott's going to take a shot into double. 3rd time in his NFL career. He missed multiple field goals in a game. This one right down the middle to extend. Eagles win the NFC East, eliminating Dallas from contention. You know that little bouncer, and Vidal has to corral it, and not a lot of room to go anywhere after all that. Just past the 10.
On a kickoff these days.
No Darius Davis again for a 2nd straight game. Fake to Hampton. Herbert wheels around, fires into a tight window, and Trey Harris.
Basically said last week, in the absence of Quinn Johnson, he ended up playing 3 different receiver.
Excellent young receiver for the Giants.
They grow him a little different down there in
That's
Louisiana.
right. Here is Hampton. Big run for the rookie.
Are these gap schemes, as you watch, it's Scott Matlock sealing the edge. It's Mekhi Becton, the right.
There is Hampton again. He takes it off the right side for a good gain to midfield.
Went from the blue medical tent back to the locker room. He is questionable to return, dealing with a hamstring injury. So
different bodies that have been in there, been a little more difficult this year. Herbert lets it go, and McConkey, little cutback.
And man, as you watch Ladd McConkey, it's basically again it's a choice route, an option route. He's got a 3-way go. That's really a tough job.
Shot position, so Herbert off play action. Nice maneuvering, nice throw on the move, and he's got another 1st down. This time
run game comes a good run action or play action game. And Herbert, as good as anyone, been able to
in this 1st half. Here is Hampton again, and a nice shot to try to grab him by Jadeveon. That's what Jim Harbaugh thinks as well. The Matlock penalty for holding saves Clowney's penalty for the face mask.
Sure enough, try to stop the run game.
Another extra body coming for Dallas. Herbert's protected, but he overthrows his target.
Like that was a little bit late there, but I think
just a 4-man rush this time for Dallas. Herbert's got a man down the sideline.
that's what this. It looks like he got distracted a little bit as well and allowed McConkey to get behind him.
Dicker gives the Chargers a 4-point lead.
Creates a 4-way for the defense occupied with the flat, and then that leaves nobody for McConkey down the sideline. But really, it's those miscommunications that have really...
When he has been healthy. Turpin's going to bring this out from the goal line. Out of steam and runs into Phillips again. There is Marquise Bell's penalty is going to set them back a little bit.
This has been impressive for Dallas thus far. They've really controlled the clock. First drive was 10 plays.
Hand off for Williams to start this drive, and a good one to the... Take it to Williams. Prescott steps up and delivers a little bit behind Flanoy. Naturally is going to have the Dallas offensive line step up for their QB. Now Harbaugh is saying, hey, do some ire. The Cowboys understandably so.
Completed pass, personal foul.
Flanoy in that position is still a defenseless player. So forcible contact to the head or neck area of a defenseless player, a guy who had last week
for just a
ends up being a 28-yard play with the penalty. And now Williams with a sprinting run past the 40 and into Marcus Williams.
Look, they don't want to be pushed around, and I think that's become the impression.
Second and short. Prescott takes a deep shot down the sideline. It is Pickens picking it. Welcome back into the fold for George Pickens. They want it.
When he gets running, he's like a 400-meter sprinter. He just gets faster. Gets the run underneath it. It was textbook.
38-yard strike is the longest play of the game and the first touchdown.
And that's actually going to pull Derwin James just a little bit this direction, forces him to turn his hips, which is what opens up that right. You pull Derwin James off the hash, you lay that ball back left corner of the end zone to your stud wide receiver.
To just 5 combined incompletions. This is Keandre Lambert-Smith, who had his first NFL touchdown against Kansas City last.
Downs has got a perfect quarterback rating right now. So for the Dallas Cowboys defense, the only way is up from a third and long and try to get off the field.
Herbert scrambling to his right and throwing up the sideline for distance.
I don't see the Chargers defense really being able to stop Dallas's offense. I think they're out.
Toss play for Vidal. He's got Matlock out there blocking for him along with the left tackle.
Run the football, especially in Marion Hampton's absence. He was really the bell cow for
to the active roster until October. He played 2 of the first 5 weeks.
Look, as Bill Parcells would say, running backs come in all shades of physicality that comes with playing that position. And I think what he brings too is he is such a good pass protector. As I was
motion Vidal out. Herbert's going to look to that vacated spot, and that's a drop from Trey Harris, the first of his NFL career.
With the intermediate throws, looks like he might have dislocated a finger.
Down try. And it's a 3rd and long. Out route, grabbed by Lambert-Smith, breaks. Cam Chancellor, a longtime Legion of Boom member for the Seattle Seahawks defense. McConkey gets grabbed. He did practice the last 2 weeks, was dealing with a knee injury, dealing with some lingering concussion symptoms to get a more consistent role back in this Dallas defense. He's on the sideline now. Slant Allen, and he's got a first down.
Have 2 pretty good corners here, but to me, he needs to prove something.
In this first half. This will be the 15th play of this series that's taken up. Diggs giving cushion on the near side to Allen. That's where Herbert was looking. Now he shovels it up ahead past the sticks to Allen, who
he got so close to the line of scrimmage, you thought he was just going to run and get it.
That's right.
But then he saw.
Now with the Chargers using a timeout, I mean, they've got 4 cracks to the end zone if they want it right now. It's going to be Herbert with the push from Matlock, and he's in for the touchdown.
And look at this offensive line. There is nothing that this Cowboys defensive line can do when you got that much mass.
And a 16-play drive. Cameron Dicker adds the extra point. It's a 4-point lead, and Herbert gives him over 200 yards of offense in the first half. Trey Lance, the former Cowboy, and Justin Herbert going over the
have had some big splash plays in the past game, but 443 combined yards between the 2 teams. And only 3 possessions. Big plays so far in this game.
Dallas going to take a shot, try to see if they can get something moving downfield. Turpin's going to go down to save some time.
Maybe you try to throw a vertical, you're getting a shell defense, so really the middle of the field is where
He's hit 3 of them already this season. His career lottery field goal potentially. Maybe even a little bit beyond that. The time running out though, and Prescott's going to get chased down and brought down. They're slated to get the ball to start the third quarter in what was a high-octane first half in Arlington.
to get some negative plays and get the Chargers into some adverse third down situations, because that's how you're going to get off the field.
Lambert Smith on the return. He'll get hit in nearly a decade. There's Hampton trying to get that run game going, and he runs right into the former Chargers draft pick.
I think these linebackers are going to really need to step up, as is the D-line, and it'll be interesting.
Herbert off the play fake, stepping up, climbing the pocket, taking a shot, Johnston!
Challenge this throw, contest this throw.
Instead, Herbert picks up half the field on that toss, now has to toss it into the deck.
Throwing those balls up, in a lot of cases people call them 50-50. Well, if your guy's better than their guy, it's not.
Second down, it's Hampton. Works his way close to the 20-yard line.
4 for 98 yards and 2 touchdowns in throwing the ball down the field.
Chargers look to convert on 3rd and 6. There it is, Herbert trying to climb the middle of the pocket.
Kenny Clark right there. Just push the pile, that's what he's known for, that was his role.
And then moved to Austin, Texas when he was 11 years old. And he puts it through from 37 to make it a 7.
You just listed some legendary Texas high school football programs down here in the state of Texas.
That's the voice.
Congratulations, all those guys. A lot of NFL players from those schools.
There is Turpin with a nice run, a flag.
Right here in Texas Stadium.
During the return, holding, number 33 of the receiving team. 10-yard penalty, foul to foul. First down.
Touchdown and had one taken away due to a penalty. He is dealing with a knee issue now. And nothing doing there for Javon.
Offensive lineman, you look at him right here, just shoots.
Prescott, he's got his check down to Williams in space and knocked down by Benjamin St. Jude.
Change, a lot of third manageables, making big plays. So when you can get a negative play, whether it's
Owe and Mack all on the field together for this third down. Prescott finds Hunter Lipke, the fullback, and he spins his way to.
You got a lot going on in the secondary where you know you're going to have to hold the ball, but just stepping up and finding Hunter Lipke, who then, look, they're just going to have to.
Today. Couple of fakes and a roll to the left. And Lipke again, but this time it's a drop.
It's in a row. But no, it's the positive plays advantageous for yourself as an offense.
That one is batted into the air and then through the hands of the Chargers. Denzel Perriman near.
No edge help for these tackles, so they're going to have to hold up here.
On a 4-man rush, Prescott putting on the speed, but he's only going to make it to the 41 before.
These defenses went in at halftime, and
Anger boots it away. And McConkey's got it at the 16-yard line. Broncos, they'll face Denver with a chance to sweep in Week 18. There's Herbert. He'll slide down past the 20-yard line.
Their team play is just how complete they are.
Underneath throw to Harris. Knocked down, 3rd and short coming.
So Justin Herbert is playing at, and then obviously he's only going to get more healthy with that left hand. Doesn't seem like it's having an impact.
3rd down and 1. Herbert through the air. Johnston again. Back shoulder throw, and this time it's knocked away by the former Chargers.
Corners and Triquez Bridges, but he does a nice job. You'd love for him to get his head around there, but at least he does.
Now J.K. Scott will boot it away. High punt, forcing a fair catch signal from Turp, part of the doubleheader coming up on Thursday as well. Looking forward to seeing our buddy do that. Chargers play on Saturday. And it keeps
touch. So this Cowboys offense, get back to what was your strategy coming into this game. CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens.
Over wide, Prescott pumps right, throws left, and it's caught for a first down by China and Tampa. Battled these last couple of years with a lot at stake. Prescott rifles one. He's got George Pickens for a big gain, and into
jump up into this. They get 2 tight ends on the edges to make sure those are shored up. Watch this. Ha!
Today. Draw play, Williams. You can hear the linemen screaming, push the...
You know, they like to mix the gap schemes where they get outside. They mix in some of those.
Fake to Williams. Prescott loads up, throws down the middle. CeeDee Lamb in traffic, holds on, tumbles down.
To pick up Thule. Really nice play action look, which buys Dax time and gives CeeDee Lamb the op.
Here we go.
150 plus between Lamb and Pickens. Now a little jet sweep for Cavante Turpin, and I think Tony Jefferson.
Trying to lock up Tony Jefferson. Yeah, it just looked like he tripped right there.
2nd and 6. Back to the ground game and some tight maneuvering for Williams.
Coverage, and they've just had to find those soft spots in the defense.
Here before the snap. Ball start.
Ball start. Radius.
It's usually 20 to 30%.
League average on 3rd down, and that's all downs and distances. 40. And you see how those extra, the 43-yard field goal from here. Prescott goes towards the sticks. Pickens bobbles, controls, gets shoved up.
Really a good throw. Pickens looked like he misjudged it there for a second, but wow, good job getting both feet. Put it where my guy can get it, and they can't.
So that pickup means they're going to go for it on 4th down and short. It's Lipke, the fullback. False start, that much more costly on 3rd down for Dallas. When the Chargers were still in San Diego, Dallas has won the last 2 meetings, both in LA. Game with 2:15 to play in the 3rd. As the Chargers go to work with an Omarion Hampton run on 1st down, and a solid one to take it to the 20.
They're probably going to get a more aggressive approach from the Cowboys defense. It looks like the Cowboys defense.
Fake it to Hampton this time, and they give it to Disley, who's had a couple of catches. Little shuffle past Stewart for a 1st down.
Catch some of those balls in the flat.
A serviceable tight end. Well, they motion Trevor Penning, the lineman, to get to the left side, and that opens it up for Hampton.
For offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay. 1st down.
That was big Trevor Penning, who they motion.
Man, that just looked like a really good block. A really good physical block. Tight end right now.
Well, it's 1st down and 20 for Herbert. And a quick out route for Allen, grabbed by Diggs.
The only times they've been stopped is because of penalties. In the first half, they had a holding call on a touchdown.
Yep.
Penalties have shown to be costly.
We'll head to the 4th quarter in a 7-point ball. Start the 4th. Cowboys will drop back, and Herbert's going to throw it over the middle. It is grabbed by the rookie tight end, Oronde Gadsden. His 7th season with the Cowboys.
They hate to see that. He's been one of the mainstays for that secondary.
As they tend to Donovan Wilson, will step aside early 4th. Seemed to be bleeding as he was being tended to and then helped off the field. So Marquise Bell, rotational safety, is in there
To escape.
Extra body coming for the Dallas pressure. And there he goes sprinting, getting a block, and down inside after a 33-yard run.
If you watch this is such...
Remember that left hand is the injured hand for Herbert. He got some contact on the end of that run to that left hand. That's been heavily rattled as well. And now Kimani Vidal is slow to get up after his carry for 4 yards.
Impact of that on your hands. Really painful, and obviously he's trying to help promote the healing process as much as he can. But I've seen him stiff arm plenty of guys with that broken hand. So he's got it padded up. He's got the glove.
Savone Revel, the rookie, gets that helmet onto that left hand a little bit. And then, obviously, Herbert gets tackled at the in his center here on this run. Quite the collision. They were kind of rubbing the back of his neck while he... Little movement off the left side. And this is going to go against Los Angeles and this year for LA.
Yeah, I was going to say 12 different O-line combinations coming into the game, and I think we're up there on the...
Deep drop. Looking for a deep route. Herbert instead will check it down for Hampton. And he sprints ahead, close to the mark.
Right or vacating left. It's stepping up into the pocket and just 34-yard scramble on the last 3rd and 7.
Broken left hand and all. Herbert with that 6'6" frame is going to lunge ahead with a push of Matlin. This is exactly the play they ran at the goal line for the quarterback sneak touchdown. Matlock out of Boise State. He's helping to block on this run play, but Hampton gets hit hard by Shamar James, the rookie out of
Thor, the big nickel with the three safeties predominantly. But they're going to need that line
of efficiency on schedule this year. Herbert fires over the middle. It is caught by Allen. Let's see where they...
So what does that do? It leaves you with nobody in the middle of the field except for the deep safety. So really a perimeter.
Hassan Haskins, his first offensive snap of the day, and he lunges ahead. So needing some help. Now it's going to be second down.
The Chargers very much on schedule.
Empty set. Herbert, quick throw. Got a man, it's Johnston. And he gets wrapped up, just fortunately Penning. Some movement off that left side.
Well, there is all kinds of tight end position over here to the left, this jumbo tight end.
Herbert scrambling to the right, being chased by Ezaraku. Herbert throws, and it's incomplete. Fourth
here, they actually end up spying Justin Herbert.
A 27-yarder. Indeed, he does. He said he got the nickname Dicker the Kicker, instead what it's like to be in games where there's a lot of pressure on the offense to try to field. Happy holidays to you and yours with our great Fox Sports crew. By Barry Lando's got 10, New England with 11, Denver with 12. Head of steam for Turpin on the return, and that's a dangerous thought. He's not going to make season, so this is a guy who really appreciates the opportunity to keep playing. Incomplete up top for Pickens. It'll be second down for Dallas.
Look, and he has Schottenheimer a lot of credit as well. He's got a great relationship with Dak. They talked about this week. You know, I think he's...
Prescott on the slant. That's a connection to Pickens. He loves those in-breaking routes, and he picks up a first taken away from you. Appreciate these chances to keep playing the game. Here's Davis. And he puts his head down for a couple of...
And you're never as good, or you're only as good as your next performance.
Right. At that point of the year where attrition plays a role for just about every single, whether it's positioning, whether it's the division, certainly to make the playoffs. And his response was, for me, less is more. Fascinating to see two teams that are in kind of different places and what that messaging looks like.
Yeah,
it sounds like.
It was fun to see Coach Harbaugh, what they're trying to build. It's one of the more complete teams right now as I look at offense and defense.
He still takes over at the corner spot. Here's Davis again. And he'll take it into Charger territory.
As you sit here right now, 7:30 and counting, as a Dallas offense, yes.
Now movement up front. Penalty coming.
So here they are again, 3rd and 10. Not where you want to be against this defense, because this when they
turn to cut down in terms of how many chances you get to get the ball back. Huge play, 3rd down, deep shot, and everybody stopped as Prescott launched it.
Got Turpin just running with the Mike backer. It actually ends up being Derwin James who's playing the middle, the deep middle. But none.
Feel like they got to go for it on 4th and 10.
Here's a good thing. Look at the edges. You know, they're going to sit here and they're going to help on these edges. They aren't able just to get off on the ball and speed rush you and force you to have to move.
They're on the 4-man rush. And here comes Owe chasing Prescott, who gets hit as he flings it down the field. Remaining in this game, if you're looking at league averages. And here come the Chargers with a 2-score lead. And just inside of...
Williams had a great chip there, which allowed Dak Prescott to get outside the pocket, but unfortunately...
Territory today. Blitz coming from Dallas. Herbert just flips it forward, and it's incomplete for Hampton. Reddy Stewart, the Nick lineman,
which allowed the linebackers to kind of fly around coverage.
Risk reward from the Dallas defense, bringing pressure, but that leaves a man in Johnston. He beats Diggs, and the Cowboys
just ends up staying behind him. I think we just got to be more aggressive and get over the top, and then he tries to undercut.
Toss play, Hampton, Matlock blocking, along with Deculus, and a good run. Affecting him today, 79% completion rate. He has completed 20
legs, and by being accurate on the run, throwing the football.
Hampton again to the 5-yard line. Does stop the clock until the next snap. As well, big game coming up for Denver today. Chargers are doing their part to avoid. Little shuffle off to the right. It's Hampton, and it's a touchdown. The third.
They've struggled at times. When they were asked to run the football and be physical, they brings it home for the Chargers.
To go up by 17 to the NFL as a defensive coordinator in very impressive fashion, holding this Dallas offense to just 17 points with less than 5 to play. Waving the white flag as it will be Joe Milton into the game, second-year quarterback out of the University.
To really wreak havoc on him in the first half, George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb with a couple big catches in the first half. But really it was the penalties on as to what you can do. And unfortunately that got them off the field both times. Stopped on fourth down. As
Joe Milton pointing down the field.
Offense, pass interference, defense, fouls offset, previous spot.
Defenders are taught these days, everybody's going for the punch. You see Derwin James executing that peanut punch perfectly.
He's come out, and that's the takeaway number for this Chargers defense. 14 of them.
Playmaker for that defense.
Back to the ground game, and Haskins to the line to gain. Again, Jim Harbaugh and the personnel for LA's defense, a nice turnaround and maybe a sign.
And CeeDee Lamb, especially after what you saw them do in the first half, and make the other players beat you, or you just find ways. Negative plays. Unfortunately for the Cowboys, it was really the penalties. It was the offsides penalties that got them.
2 games to get to 8-1. They have not had back-to-back losing seasons since 3 straight.
For the LA Chargers, been under a lot of scrutiny because of all the sacks, but no sacks today. 5.2 yards a rush.
Defenses in KC and Philly the last 2 weeks, but this offensive line, despite still yet to beat the Chargers at home since 1990, and only a few times have the Chargers made the trip out of here.
He said no sacks. The O-line did not deserve a sack on that one.
And that is up for grabs. Tampa Bay and Carolina will close their ball game out. We're chippy down the stretch of this ball game, but that'll do it for Justin Herbert and the Chargers off to Denver with a chance to sweep the Broncos. And again, I imagine the Chargers are going to have their eyes on that Jacksonville-Denver game coming up in a bit.
Absolutely. They're going to be battled.
Back-to-back 11-win seasons under Jim Harbaugh. They take their step towards a playoff spot.